All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into this episode, man. I know we started late. We got a lot to get into, so let's try to get through it, man. Um, we're gonna have to start with the unfortunate news first, man. We lost another young king way too soon. The rapper from Memphis, Tennessee, you guys know is Young Dolph. Um, Young Dolph is not just your average rapper. He was well loved and received by his fans, his peers, and his city as well too. Man, he was somebody that showed a
Here's
lot
what
of
I
love.
found.
Whoa, did you hear that? Get out of here, Siri.
Nah.
Okay, Siri was just talking. Siri all up in our conversation right now. We're not talking. We're not talking to your phone. Um, but yeah, Young Dolph, man, he unfortunately he was going to a locally owned, black owned cookie bakery in Memphis, Tennessee, and he actually was there a week prior, and the bakery is called Makeda's Cookies. Um, I heard that the restaurant was actually named after the owner's daughter who passed away from leukemia, and
Mm.
this is also really sad for not only Young Dolph and his family, but also that business as well too. They unfortunately are saying that they're probably gonna have to shut down just because of all of the things that are going on and everything like that. So keep them in your prayers as well too. Um, but yeah, man, I just wanted to share this clip, man. This is just kind of show you like kind of who he was, man. Like he was all about his people, giving back to his community, showing love. That same day, he was planning to give out turkeys to the community. So like, this is somebody that, you know, he tried to live like how these other people are like Nip and stuff like that, like trying to go back to the community, like being a beacon of hope for the young ones. You know what I mean? Like so many
Mhm.
people get money and they forget about where they come from. And we can have this conversation too. Like, is that the right decision or not? But
Yep. It's like, the fuck up out of there. Them people ain't loving you for real. Man, I get so torn by that shit, bro. Like, in which direction to go with it, because it's the right thing to do to give back. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? He wasn't doing nothing wrong by staying in his community. His principal even shared a story about his experience with young Dolph during school, and then he said Dolph came back after he had graduated,
mm-hmm.
uh, smelling like smelling like his weed.
Right.
He was talking to him in his office, telling him he was about to blow up, and the principal was like, joked with him and told him to get a job, like get a real job, and he laughed and he was like, "Yes, sir, Mister So and So." And then he said he turned around a couple years later. Dolph blew up exactly like he said he would, because he had
Yeah.
brought his mixtape to the print to give to the principal.
Oh wow.
He said turned around a couple years later. Dolph blew up like he said he would. Dolph came back and did the I think it was homecoming. He did a homecoming performance at his high school that he went to, that he graduated from. Um, and at the end of the performance was like, "Yo, y'all need to know y'all got the coolest principal in the world," and shouted out the
That's love.
principal. You
That's
know what I'm
love, man.
saying? So like, Dolph didn't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He stayed right at home. He supported home. He educated home. You know what I'm saying? He put his money back into home. He did everything right. The issue is when you've lived a certain life though, and you've been a part of certain things
Mm-hmm.
in the hood.
The streets so
Them things
street.
don't just go away when money comes.
Facts.
You know
They
what I'm
they
saying? And
they get
so,
magnified.
well, yeah. So while he's doing the right thing for his people and for his city and the community, it's people that don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
It's people that only care that they felt slighted or they were wronged, or they don't care about none of the good you're doing. All they know is they want their lick back.
Mm.
Or they want some kind of popularity or to come up off
The
of your
clout.
name
Yeah, the
just
clout.
because you made something to yourself and they haven't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
the
so that's why
crabs
I'd
in
be
the
like
barrel.
torn, but I'd be like, man, in my mind, I'd be like, man, get up out of there. Like, you can support and give money and shit without being there. Like, that's what I'd be coming down to. I'm like, man, forget that. Like, take yourself out of harm's way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Um, and Dolph was on his way out of the music game. He knew that it was dangerous. I mean, he kind of like saw it coming because he talked about how
Yeah.
he didn't want to do music anymore and that he was done and
He
he
was
just
super smart.
yeah, bruh, so intelligent, man. And, like I don't know how many homes that he owns, but he owns a lot of property. Like he bought a lot of property. He would like buy property for his kids and stuff like that on their birthdays and stuff like that. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
man. Like he knew what it was. He owned his own masters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he, bro. Like it's so sad to see like men like this go too soon, man. And going back to what you said too, man. I'm a civilian, so like I try to stay out of the streets business. But
Yeah.
when it comes to this, the outside looking in, it's hard, man. It's heartbreaking when you see somebody, even though they may have came out of a situation, want to see better for their community, knowing that like, yo, if I go back to my school, like all these kids are gonna see me and be like, dang, that's Dolph. Like he went here, I'm here. I can be
Yeah.
successful like him. You know what I mean? And even though he chose the rap route, I mean the fact that he was getting into real estate and financial literacy and all this other thing, who knows what else he could have like provided, what other options he could have provided for these children. Not saying all of them had to be rappers, but just showing that positivity. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like same thing with Nip. Nipsey Hussle. It's like it's really sad seeing these people die in their own hoods. It's like it's that's the most common that it happens in their
Yeah.
own hood. And I think about Meek Mill a lot because I remember he talked about this. I think this is the interview he did with Charlamagne, but he talked about the impact of when Nipsey Hussle passed. Like they were really cool, and he was just like when he saw like how people did him, the way they did him after all the things that he done for his community. He said, "I'm not going back to to Philly, and without being extremely guarded and armored up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm not just
Yeah.
roaming around my hood, you know what I mean, and stuff like that anymore. Like because these people they're savages, man. Like it's crazy. The streets will eat, man. So like he's just like
Yeah.
he doesn't care about how people perceive him and stuff like that. He's like I care about my life. I want to live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let me see if I can find this clip. Of Nori, man. Shout out to Drink Champs, Nori and DJ EFN. Young Dolph was actually a guest on Drink Champs a little while back, and this is what Nori had to say to Dolph. As soon as I can get the audio.
No, I still got a spot in Memphis though.
Okay, cool. But you had to get a spot somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing because you know why? You know why? We do the history of our rappers are starting to die in our own city. So which means, fuck with our city, love your city.
That shit ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah, no, but be careful, be careful, because most of the hate in the world comes from people that's just like you. So just be careful. When you look at Chinks, that happened to him,
Freaky Ty.
Freaky Ty,
A lot of guys.
a lot of guys that it happens in their own city. So I'm not saying Big L, love your city, respect it, but also be aware that it's good to be outside. It's good to be outside. It's good to be other places. But you always check in. It's all good. And you still live in Memphis?
No, I still got a spot in Memphis though.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So, that was just an example of one of the OGs, Nori, just kicking
Yeah.
game to him. You know what I mean? Of course, Dolph, respectfully said that, that got nothing to do with me. But unfortunately, we just see this happen too often. And at this point, you can't ignore it. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be a way that we can continue to give back to the community without these people losing their lives like this. Because the reports is, I mean, when stuff like this happens, it ain't over. Retaliation happens.
Yeah.
Key Glock, which was like his partner, man, his right hand man, you know, he got off of social media immediately, and recent then came back and recently, said that I wish people would stop asking me if I'm okay, knowing I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, just leave me
Yeah.
alone. I'm not good. And there's a lot of violence. There's no official reports, but from what I'm hearing, there's a lot of violence in Memphis right now with a lot of this back and forth retaliation type of stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
number.
Memphis is considered, like, I think it's like top three. I think it's like top three when people consider like the most violent places in America, like most crime and everything else.
Hmm.
It's just it shot itself like way up the list. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
used to always talk about Chicago and St. Louis. Um, I think DC was there at one point. You
yeah.
know what I'm
DC
saying?
murder capital, Baltimore. Yeah, a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, Memphis done shot its way up the list in that regard now, to where people are like, I like, one of the things that I watch a lot on YouTube is like, I watch information about places, like about cities and states, and recurring in all the videos are always talking about um like how dangerous it is to be in different places,
yeah,
and Memphis is always on the list.
yeah, man. Partially, it kind of reflects in the music as well too. You know, um, but yeah, man, just I I'm really sick of seeing it, man. When I remember when I saw it, I was kind of numb. I was just like, bro, like, not another one, man. Like, not another one of our people, man. Just gone way too soon. Especially somebody who was working to become more positive. It's just sad to see, man. If you guys don't know, I mentioned Young Dolph does own all his masters. So by you supporting his music and listening to his music, it does go to his family. So make sure y'all run that up. Um, like I said, this was a man who supported his community, loved his city, loved his people. Went back. I mean, it's just crazy, man. This man went back to go get cookies for his mom, bro. He went to go get cookies for his mom,
Yeah,
and he's no longer here, man. Also, like I said, I wanted to, spread some love to the bakery as well too. I'm gonna try to see. I saw their Cash App on here, so I wanted to go ahead and shout out their Cash App name. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So, if you guys want to support the bakery in Memphis, Makeda's Cookies, like I said, it was the community of Memphis. Um, Wanted to support them as well too. Like the name of the business was named after their 7-year-old daughter who passed away from leukemia. Makeda's Cookies, and I don't want them to be like another failing business off of something so tragic. So to donate
yeah,
to them, their Cash App is Cash Cookie Queen 99. You guys can see it right here. So yeah, man. Rest in peace to Young Dolph. And yeah, man, prayers up to the city of Memphis as well too, because I know it's rough out there right now. So much love.
yeah.
Top hill, top hill, top